Hello, guys, how are you? I hope you are okay, enjoying your quarantine and studying a little, of course. Remember last class we talked a little about the passive voice? And to start the class today, I'm gonna do a quiz with you to remember some of the structures for the present and the passive voice, okay? So look at the first question we have here. It's gonna be a passive quiz. The first question. Until 1664, New York. The first thing you have to think about is present or past. Until 1664, so it's past passive, right? The verb is was called. And now look at the answers. What is the correct one? It was called New Amsterdam, New Hampshire, or New Liberty. Do you have an idea about that? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about. Until 1664, New York was called New Amsterdam. That's the correct answer. Surprising, yeah? Second question for you. The book that most often from libraries is the Bible, the Guinness, or the Lord of the Rings. What is the book that still is Hobart, as you know, yeah? So in this question, you are going to use present or past passive. Think about that. Yes, because it is still stolen. Remember that the participle of still is stolen. What's the book that's most stolen from libraries today? Is it the Bible, the Guinness, or the Lord of the Rings? Correct answer is the Guinness Book of Records. Crazy, no? The book that is stolen because this is present passive. Okay? One more question for you. Soccer first. If you say first, of course, we are talking about the past. Soccer first played by the British, by the Romans, or by the Greeks. That's not so hard, is it? Where was soccer invented? Remember, I said was is past, and it was first played by the British. Soccer was first played by the British. Okay? And the last question. In the world, 10 mil thousand babies every second, every hour, or every day. That's present, isn't it? So if you are present, you have to use is or are. Babies are plural, so the babies are born. And they are born every second, every hour, or every day. The correct answer is every hour. How many people are born every hour in the world? 10 mil thousand babies. Quite a lot, isn't it? So this was just a quiz to introduce you to this class and to refresh your memory to remember something about what we talked last class. Yeah? Changing the subject. Remember, we were talking about inventions. You watched that video about inventions. So, in your book, can you take a look there? You have on page 77, but I'm going to provide you the link and you're going to have the PDF file so you can follow the exercise and you can do that at home, right? Look at here. You have the first exercise. Match the verbs to the dictionary definitions. We have four definitions: base, design, discover, and invent. Look at the first one. To find or learn something for the first time. Is that base, design, discover, or invent? Think a few seconds about that. And you have the example. DNA was discovered. Because when you discover something, it means that it was the first time you saw that thing. So the verb here is discover. Look at the second. To make something using something else as a starting point. So if you use something as a starting point, you are going to do the what? You are going to base that thing. As you have the example, the move is based on a true story, right? Don't forget that when you put the verbs in the sentences, they have to be in the participle because we continue using the passive voice. And the passive is verb to be plus participle. Yeah. Look at the third definition. To draw a plan that shows how to make something. To draw a plan. The building was what? The building was designed by a Brazilian architect. And the last sentence, to make or think of something for the first time. Here you don't have the passive voice, but you need to use the verb in the past. Who invented the bicycle? This is active voice, right? Don't confuse this one with the other three. The others are passive. This is not passive, it's active voice. So you have these verbs here. Why did I introduce you these verbs? Because you're gonna have another activity to do. It's about a text. You will have this text here. Did you know? With this text, what are you gonna do? You will have to complete the text with some of the inventions, some of the things that were discovered, using some verbs in the participle forms, in the past participle forms. And the verbs will be base, call, design, discover, and some other verbs that you will see in the text. So do that exercise. It's a good reading activity and practicing the participle of the verbs as well. Okay? So this will be to conclude your idea of passive voice. Because our next unit, we're gonna just start today, but talk more about that next class is about school subjects. We have a vocabulary activity related to school subjects, and that's what you are going to have after our Unit 10A. Because our Unit 10B starts with 10B could be better. What could be better? The studies. So let's talk a little about these subjects. We have art, we have languages, we have geography, history, biology, science, we have literature, we have math, physical education, and information technology. So, next class, I'm going to point a little more precisely to you the idea of those subjects. Okay? Any questions, guys? Don't forget to do the activities at home. You will have the text for a reading activity, and I'm gonna give you some other ideas to work as well as support study. Okay? I hope you have a good time. Don't forget, stay home. You are studying at home, safe and sound. And any questions, just look for me because I'll be available every Wednesday in the afternoon so we can have some chat and solve some doubts you have. Good, guys. Bye bye. See you next week.